On a Christmas Eve in 1945, tragedy struck the Sodder family in Fayetteville, West Virginia. Their house went up in flames, leaving behind 5 missing children and an enduring mystery that would haunt them for decades to come. George Sodder, a man born Giorgio Soddu in Tula, Sardinia, Italy in 1895, had immigrated to the United States at the tender age of 13. He found work on the Pennsylvania railroads and eventually moved to Smithers, West Virginia, where he launched his own trucking company. George met Jenny Cipriani, a storekeeper's daughter from Italy who had also emigrated as a child, in Smithers. They married in 1922 and went on to have 10 children between 1923 and 1943. Their family was a tight-knit one, with the children helping out with their father's business. The couple's youngest son, Maurice, was 14 at the time of the fire, while Louis was only 10. Betty, Martha, and Jeannie were 7, 12, and 16, respectively. These 5 siblings would vanish into thin air on that fateful Christmas Eve. On December 25, 1945, the Sodders celebrated late into the night. George and Jenny sent their older children to bed, but not before instructing them to close the curtains, lock the doors, and turn off the lights. However, it was Jenny who first discovered something amiss when she woke up around midnight. She got out of bed to answer the phone, only to find it was a wrong number. Within minutes, she heard an object hitting the roof before rolling off. In the chaos that followed, George and 4 of their children escaped the house. Chief Morris arrived on the scene shortly after 1 a.m., but not until 8 a.m. did a fire truck arrive to put out the blaze. Despite the delay, authorities conducted a hasty investigation and issued 5 death certificates attributing the cause to fire or suffocation. However, as they attempted to rebuild their lives, the Sodders began to question the official account. They noticed inconsistencies in the story and wondered if something more sinister was at play. George pointed out that a stranger had appeared at their home just before Christmas, asking about hauling work. A visiting life insurance salesman had also made a threatening remark about George's anti-Mussolini sentiments. Another red flag was the presence of a strange car parked across from their house, whose occupants seemed to be watching the younger Sodder children as they returned from school. The family also disputed the fire department's finding that the blaze was electrical. They had new wiring installed just before Christmas, and the local power company had given it a clean bill of health. 2 years after the tragedy, the Sodders commissioned a report from an Ohio crematorium, which contradicted official statements about the fire burning hot enough to cremate the remains. In 1949, they conducted another search at the fire scene but found no promising information. The family continued to receive tip-offs and alleged sightings of Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty. Despite being told their search was hopeless and the case was closed in 1950, they refused to give up. For decades, the Sodder family's story remained a mystery that captivated the nation. The haunting billboard erected near their former home became an iconic symbol of their enduring hope. George passed away in 1969, but Jenny continued to tend the memorial garden at the site of the former house. She died in 1989, but her legacy lived on through her children and grandchildren, who carried on the search for answers. The disappearance of the Sodder children remains one of America's most enduring unsolved mysteries. Despite numerous investigations and tip-offs, the truth behind their vanishing act may never be fully revealed. However, their story serves as a testament to the power of hope and the unrelenting pursuit of answers in the face of tragedy. The Sodder children's faces still haunt us today, reminding us that even in the darkest moments, there is always a glimmer of hope.